Alright, let's do this. Let's get this out of the way. There's a 15-year gap between Sonic 3 and Knuckles and this game. There were many attempts to do a Sonic 4 before this, but they never materialized. But in 2008, Mega Man made a splash by returning, and it was a retro game in style with the 8-bit games. Oh, I intend to do a Mega Man retrospect one day. Now, typically I like to do games in their release order, but I'm making an exception here because this game is called Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Unlike Mega Man, which went with a full 2D retro look, Sonic 4 decided to go with 3D graphics and keep the characters in their more modern designs. I'll comment more on those when I review Sonic Adventure. Not sure why. I think if this game wanted to truly call itself Sonic 4, they should have had the classic designs. Would have helped to make it feel more like it was an actual sequel to the original trilogy. It's worth noting that Sonic 4 was co-developed by Sonic Team and Dimps, who made the Sonic Rush games for the Nintendo DS. So Sonic 4 wasn't really made by anyone who made the original Sega Genesis trilogy of games. That's probably why this game feels so different from the original games. For some reason, they decided to do episodic releases rather than making one full game. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that decision. I would have preferred just having one game. There was a 2-year wait between episodes 1 and 2, and wouldn't you know it, but an episode 3 never materialized, and it looks like it never will. Good job, guys. The story of episode 1 goes that sometime after his defeat in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Eggman, yeah, calling him Eggman for this game, decided to once again take over the world, and it's up to Sonic to stop him. Well, that didn't take very long now, did it? Well, let's get into what I think everyone has talked about the game. The graphics. Yeah, it's all in 3D, or at least trying to be 3D, but Sonic's model really comes across as blurry, like they didn't finish it. The music is even lacking any real memorable tracks like the past games do. Nothing to say about that, just look at the animation in the title screen. It's so static. Just, wow. Let's get into what I think breaks the game. Sonic's control is off. The physics are incredibly off in this game. Going up a slope just feels weird. Compared to Sonic 1, running at a high speed, going up a slope, it all felt so natural. Here, yeah, look at this. It just doesn't feel right. He also drops like a rock. It just doesn't feel right. The spin dash doesn't even take you as far. He's also got the homing attack, which is taken from the 3D games. I'll go into the homing attack later, but here it just sets you on a path and it doesn't allow for unique enemy placement. Enemies are always in line for you to homing attack your way through. It doesn't really belong in a game that's trying to be like the classic 2D Sonic games. It's also incredibly annoying because the screen is so close that you can't see anything from far away. How was I supposed to know that was a bottomless pit? There's a lot of them too. Now, it's not hard because you get extra lives very easily in this game. Look at my life count. Getting extra lives is so easy compared to the other games. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but considering one of the achievements is to get 99 lives, I'm sure it was. Also, Sonic 4 has boost pads. I've always been kinda against these because they set you on a specific path and speed, rather than letting Sonic build up speed naturally. For boost games, I can see the purpose of them, but here, yeah, they come off as out of place. Also, the level design really gets carried away with springs. They're meant to be used for bouncing higher, not projecting your paths. Special stages are back. You get 50 rings and you jump through a goal ring. And oh boy, did they butcher this! I'm glad that this time around you get to control the stage while Sonic floats down, but you gotta get a certain amount of coins to open doors, and there's a timer, so you have to get the Chaos Emerald before the timer runs out. This is just, ugh, so not worth it. You get Super Sonic, but it really doesn't feel like anything special. There are 4 zones with 3 acts and a boss battle. They can get very tedious after a while. The bosses are once again pretty easy. It's just Eggman and a mech. Nothing really noteworthy about them. Splash Hill Zone. Well, it's your basic green hill zone. Nothing really noteworthy about it. Casino Street Zone. Definitely not the best casino level. There are these cards which you can use to go really fast, and getting an extra lives is practically a breeze here. Lost Labyrinth Zone. This level adds in going in the dark, so you have to use the torch to light the way and blow up some dynamite. That's just nice. There's also these balls that you have to roll on. Man, it's so tedious. Mad Gear Zone. This just feels like your typical factory zone. Nothing major. So I really got nothing to say about the zones. They don't really add anything new. They're just trying to replicate the feel of the past games, which makes me wonder, why not just remake the original games if that's what you're going for? This isn't Sonic 4, this is just, hey, remember that thing people liked from past Sonic games? Let's put that in here so people will like it, and slap Sonic the Hedgehog 4 on it so people will buy it. Final boss time. It's just Eggman and the Death Egg robot again. Like, come on, nothing even really new. So you beat him, you get the classic Sonic 1 ending, but it ends with a teaser that shows Metal Sonic is rebuilt. Well, that's Sonic 4 Episode 1. I think the main backlash is that it doesn't feel like the classic Sonic games. That's my major problem. Did this game deserve to be called Sonic 4? Short answer, no. Long answer, no! Let's just start Episode 2. Nice to see that the title screen still feels like static. Well, the plot of the game is that a few months after Episode 1, Little Planet has appeared, and again, Eggman has ensnared it within the Death Egg. Sonic and Tails reunite and team up to stop him. Eggman has also woken up Metal Sonic by electrocuting him? I think that's what's happening here? Metal Sonic goes and gets some power source and then chases after Sonic and Tails. Okay. Well, the control in this game is better than the first episode. The physics are also much better than before. It actually feels more like a 2D Sonic game. This episode's big gimmick sees Tails follow Sonic around. You can do these tag team attacks which range from carrying Sonic in flight, swimming like a submarine, or doing a roll attack. This does come in handy when you're about to fall into a bottomless pit. This game actually gives you fair warning where they are this time around, which is appreciated. I do genuinely like these moves, as it feels like Sonic and Tails are working together as a team. What else can I say? Well, special stages are more like Sonic 2 special stages with the half pipe. Why does Sonic not still have the Chaos Emeralds I collected in Episode 1? Why does Sonic let go of the Chaos Emeralds? Are they like the Dragon Balls? Do they disappear after being used? They never explain that. Also, the Chaos Emeralds look freakishly huge in this game. Did they become the Super Emeralds again? Special Stage 7 takes a lot of memorization, but thankfully you have the option to start over in case you mess up. So finally you get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, and Sonic can once again go Supersonic. You can cancel out of it by doing a tag team move, so it's nice to have that option. As for the zones, once again there's only 4 with 3 acts. At the end you fight a boss, either Eggman or Metal Sonic. They're not too hard, but the junk robot pretty much outstays its welcome. Facing Metal Sonic is good though, these are enjoyable bosses. Though once again I find the music to be lackluster and not particularly memorable. Sylvania Castle Zone. Not a particularly noteworthy opening level. It has underwater segments. Joy. What way to start the game by introducing me to underwater mechanics. You know I love those. White Park Zone. Yay, 2 underwater levels in a row. There's this really annoying part where you have to make it through underwater before these walruses freeze your path. Really annoying since as far as I know, there's no way to get past it. Ugh. Oil Desert Zone. This level doesn't really have an identity. It's just Oil Ocean Zone. I really don't have a lot to say about this one. Just, Sky Fortress Zone. Oh, you mean Wing Fortress Zone. It's just like it too, with you and the tornado chasing after the Death Egg. Although Acts 2 and 3 are well designed. The boss with Metal Sonic is nice and new. So with that out of the way, Sonic and Tails chase Metal Sonic and Eggman to the Death Egg. What follows is a boss fight against Metal Sonic and Eggman where they actually decide to team up. Then this goes into a race against Metal Sonic. But this time I have Super Sonic, so it's practically cheating. Finally, that takes us to the final boss, the Death Egg Mark II. This is a new boss, so we finally have a little originality. He can be hard, but it's not that challenging. So you beat Eggman, you get the ending where Sonic and Tails get back to Earth, but Little Planet's still inside the Death Egg. So how are they gonna get it out? Episode 3 doesn't seem like it's happening. Maybe Sonic Mania will address this? One can hope. Having beaten both games, that unlocks Episode Metal, a short interquel episode where you play as Metal Sonic for the 4 levels from Episode 1. There's not much to say about it since Metal Sonic plays exactly like Sonic, but it's there if you want to play it. So Sonic 4 Episode 2 is an improvement. It still isn't worthy of the name Sonic the Hedgehog 4 because it doesn't feel like a sequel to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which I still consider to be the best Sonic game ever made. Sonic 4 Episode 2 is merely okay to me. It's not bad, not great, just okay. It's a shame because Sonic games used to mean that you'd get a game of real quality. But now there's a worry, which I'll cover more deeply when I talk about the 3D games. Sonic Mania looks like it's going to be everything I wanted out of an actual Sonic 4, so maybe that game will be the true Sonic 4. It looks very promising. For now, a bit of a break from Sonic, though I do intend to start the 3D games in June this year. For now, I'm going to be starting my first non-video game retrospect. Let's see how that works out. It's going to be a project. I'll see you then. This is RetrospectGreg signing off. Thanks for watching, and take care.